Can't stop, won't stop. I just put your bitch in the shine down, can't stop. She a bad bitch like she average. She a bad bitch like a fat bitch. Never let me get money again. On my cat Williams when they get money again. You see they try to kick me out like that. For the number one, we right there. 500 up at the top. Top 10 in your grip. Call it smell on the rock. I done had everything that you able to got. I ain't feeling drilled too. I ain't gonna lie, it was chopped. Nothing fun about your one. Then it's 20. Focus on the still feel like Pablo. Drug dealer sheep. But I'm still drugs. They hit like Metro Beats. Niggas. Where's Lucian? Such a master, nigga. You caught a little bag for your master's digit. Lifetime feel like a bad for niggas. Y'all so out of sight, out of mind. I can't even think up a Drake line. Play J. Cole, get the pussy dry. Play this shit back 130 times. Feeling dope, is you like that? Oh man, it done brought Kanye into it. Nigga Ye done jumped in. Lord have mercy.
I'm very happy about this.
Oh, I'm here for it. Why not just throw some more gasoline on it? You know what I mean?
So your boy Rick Ross has made fun of J. Cole, and now Kanye is making fun of J. Cole.
It's just fitting. It's just fitting. It had to happen.
Are we just talking rap as a whole?
You know what we talking? This is what we talking first. Drizzy. BBL Drizzy.
BBL Drizzy is insane.
BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy.
Yo. Sound.
BBL Drizzy.
Not that y'all want to hear this anyway.
Drizzy. Get in the snicker. Get in the ninja. You don't know me. Bitch on me. The best BBL in history.
Oh, you know what?
You see me blow up. BBL Drizzy. In no Diddy. I'm going in no Diddy. I'm going in no Diddy. No Diddy.
Yo. Oh, we're getting the remix?
Nah.
What are we doing? What are we starting off with today?
I think we gotta be fair. Let's play Drake's track.
Gross.
See, he doubled up. You know what I'm saying?
If you ain't down with an orgy at the big house, get the hell out.
It's an orgy in the end zone.
Gross.
Yeah.
You hated on RG3 for saying that.
No, I'm down with it now.
Oh my god.
There's an orgy in the end zone, but we're gonna get there though.
Gross.
Well, let's stay consistent. We played everybody's diss track so far. We just played Kanye's. Go ahead and play Tailor Made Freestyle.
Beat is a lot better. It's West Coast style.
Yeah, I mean, pretty simple. It's not much.
Sure.
Basic piano chord and a snare drum.
It's supposed to sound like a Dr. J beat.
So like, I didn't not like the AI shit for like, I thought it was offensive reasons.
Yeah.
I just don't know what place it has to play in all of this.
We'll talk about it. Or if we're talking about it now, are we talking about hip hop right now? Is that how we're starting to?
Basically, I mean, we're here. We playing the track, aren't we?
Yeah, I guess so. I'll say what I'm gonna say after we listen to it a little bit more.
Yeah,
and it sounds exactly like Drake.
That's what's killing me about it. It's like he didn't try to sound like Tupac. It's like he went in there and rapped and said, "Okay, now put Tupac voice on my shit."
Yep, put a little Tupac on my shit.
Nap yo. you to too much at the house of lose, and now you got to do some dirty work. You know how to move, right? Right. I've never been to jail or with jumpsuits and shit. Neither have you, Aubrey. You've never done any of this shit. Has anybody else heard Snoop talk this much in a verse? Like use this much words? It don't sound like it. It was like, what was the point, man? If he was gonna rap like Drake with Snoop voice.
Because, bro, it's Kendrick's heroes talking to him about how they're disappointed.
Okay, we'll let it play out.
Cap.
Oh, the Taylor Swift bars are destroying me.
He's a Swiftie.
You corporate industry puppets. Jesus, Potsy, get up. Let this shit die down. Nah. Not this time, nigga. You following through. I guess you need another week to figure out how to improve. What the fuck is taking so long? We waiting on you. The rest of y'all are definitely involved. Y'all getting it too. As soon as you get the courage to drop, I'm out on the loose. Yeah, shout out to Taylor Swift.
And then he starts talking like 50 at the end of the shit.
You know, I moved my album when she dropped. I said already, you know, she got a million rock on your head. She got the whole PG Lang on you like that. Beyonce challenge. Y'all be fire for the weekend. I know you in that NY Clark you streaming right now. I know it. And then I had to do the lyrical gymnastics, my boy. You better have a motherfucking.
Is he struggling or did he have the disc for 4 years?
Shit better be crazy. We waiting on you.
All right.
Yikes.
Glad that's over. Okay. Let's discuss.
The bars were a lot harder to just snap at first listen, unlike push-ups. So
I think he's doing the same kind of repetitive things in terms of the content. Like he's talking about the same stuff.
Oh, for sure.
When you gonna drop? When you gonna drop? When you gonna drop? What's taking you so long? Where are you? Where are you?
Well, he's going
when you
through.
Gonna drop? When you gonna drop?
He's going through it.
Damn. I think he knows exactly when the release date is. I think he knew a minute ago when he was going to hear back from Kendrick. And so he's taking this opportunity to fill that gap with
and create an
hey, y'all, look, he don't want to rap. He don't want to rap. He don't want to rap. I responded back to him twice and he don't want to rap. With them. Do you remember that there was a month in between like that and when in push-ups, right? So is it not feasible to think that he had these two tracks made in the time that it took him to respond in between like that and push-ups?
Well, yeah. I mean,
like if we're sitting up here saying Kendrick ain't got shit, he stalling, whatever the narrative is, right? If that's what we're operating off of, then what was the month in between like that in push-ups? And don't give me that lame ass academics excuse of, oh, well, he didn't have to respond to like that, but K-Dot has to respond to push-ups. Even though push-ups wasn't claimed until a day later or a day later when academics went on stream and said, oh, Drake texted me and said it was real, guys. I have the real version.
Okay. So shout out to Jameis Eagle on Twitter. Shout out to him. He just linked me a video from Curtis King this morning.
I watched him. I
like Curtis King. I used to watch Curtis King when I was making beats, and he used to be like doing tutorials and shit.
He shared my sentiment about push-ups and how it came out.
Yeah,
it was very funny about it was leaked.
He thought it was AI
from your home studio.
Like he thought the original was a reference track done with somebody doing an AI voice to be Drake.
Except you hear the breaks in the reference track. Or you in the first one, you can hear him breathing.
Yeah,
you don't usually hear shit like that in AI.
That's why he thinks it's. I think that's why he thinks it's a reference track, or like a ghostwriter sent it to him.
Yeah, but that's Drake though. That's Drake on it. That is Drake. The first one, it's at least sounded like him.
Well, that's not the argument he was making though. The argument that he was making was that it was a supposed ghostwriter, allegedly, obviously, a ghostwriter with the AI voice on top of it. So he recorded it as himself and then changed it into Drake.
But then that still doesn't explain why it's the breaks in there. See, I wasn't going there.
Well, somebody's actually rapping it, but then afterwards they make it into Drake.
But that's the point. That's the part that AI takes away is the breathing in the middle. Like you'll hear maybe dead space, but you don't hear somebody. That's part that's the human aspect, because the computer can't algorithmically take into account when you're going to need to take a breath.
Right. That's why somebody's actually rapping it.
Human.
Somebody's actually actual human. Like let's just say it was Yachty.
Use the AI overlay. If they uses Drake's voice, it would take that away. Is
No,
what I thought he was trying to say.
No, it shouldn't. It should. It's basically you, but it sounds like somebody else. So like, let's say Yachty wrote this verse and then recorded it and then spit it as Drake, and then they just took what sounds like Drake and made it through AI.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what's being said. Like somebody else wrote that verse. I wouldn't jump into that theory too head full, because
he said allegedly.
I feel like at this point the microscope is too big to take a chance like that, right? I thought where we were going with it was because he even mentioned like you have a home studio, so like how did it even feasibly get away from you like that? But let's assume that it was Drake. My whole point to that was for you to sit around for almost 2 days and not claim it, not punch it, not be like, no, that's me. For it not to be up on Apple Music before it's on the internet and you made this in your crib doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. For you to be quiet on it for as long as you did doesn't make sense.
Yeah, for a whole week.
Doesn't make sense. No. I'm saying for you to be quiet after it came out. That shit came out like Friday night.
Right.
We didn't get the official thumbs up. Yeah, that's ours. It's on streaming services until that Monday.
No.
It wasn't on Apple Music until that Monday, fam.
It wasn't on Apple until literally this weekend.
Oh, so then longer than
yeah. So I'm saying a whole week.
Okay,
damn near.
What are we talking about?
Even worse.
Champagne Moments was on Apple Music.
Yeah, he did that shit like immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And we all know what happened with like that. So why are the rules different all of a sudden?
Well, because it's
so we can put our toes in the water and see how people like it before we say that's our shit.
Yeah.
That's what we can do.
Absolutely.
All the while asking for niggas to come outside?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Well,
another thing that he brought up in that video was, you know, Universal being behind all these people, or like taking down all of these AI songs, but then Universal basically being in Drake's pocket.
Fam,
which was very interesting.
I don't know if Universal's in his pocket
or he's in Universal's pocket.
Yeah, he's in theirs.
For sure.
Plus, we got the Apple deal, right? He is part of the Apple machine.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, let's not pretend that Drake isn't the corporate entity that he was talking about in the diss. All you corporate niggas. No, you are the corporation, Drake. OVO Drake is the corporation. Stop playing, man.
But can I posit?
I'm really tired of this homegrown boy next door facade we got. This man has been a pampered product since he was like 14 years old, y'all. Literally an actor. Like literally an actor.
Can I throw this out there?
Go ahead.
That Kendrick just signed a deal with Universal as well. So like, is Universal basically just trying to see if we're good going forward with AI music? Like that's where I was kind of like, that's kind of interesting actually. Like, are they just using this whole thing as like, be prepared, we're about to like start rolling out AI music of our own, and we took out all the other shit because it wasn't making us money, but this is going to make us money.
I don't know, man. I wasn't really behind the conspiracy that this was all label driven. Not yet. I mean, there were certain things that happened in the Drake and Meek Mill beef that made me look at it sideways.
Sure.
This is not that.
That's fair.
This is not that. I don't think the players are the same. I don't think the moves have been the same. We haven't had any recording sessions where we're in the same hotel separated by a few floors. So,
yeah, I mean, that was just a thought.
It's not that.
I don't think it's interesting thought. I thought,
but it does make sense from the standpoint that rap was literally dying.
Yeah.
Like hip hop was dying and it needed this injection, and anybody with a moneyed interest in hip hop could benefit from this. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. That's not where I'm at with it right now.
Another thing I thought interesting, and I was just thinking about this the other day. Kendrick's going to come out with the album. I think Maul was the one that kind of put it out there.
They already know. First of all, Maul, Academics, Hot 97, Ebro, all of them niggas, they are on the roll. They're on the roll.
Yeah.
Like when I call Drake a machine, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
How Disney has Insider and Collider and Variety and Hollywood Reporter and all of those outlets up their ass, right? Sniffing for access. It only takes a DM from the boy to these sycophants, because that's what they live on, is access to these celebrities. All it would take is a DM from him. And they're going to slant his way because that's who's feeding the information. That's why it has been one shot and back in the cave.
Yeah.
Compared to, okay, all right, let's circle the horses. Let's get our response together. Now we have this whole coordinated campaign. We got bots online. We got all of the bloggers calling for Kendrick to come outside, hyping all the Drake shit, but questioning all the Kendrick stuff.
All the Pusha T bots then turn into Kendrick bots.
Kendrick bots. Like, yo, fam. How is it even possible? Shout out to my homeboy from Amsterdam. But how am I arguing with you about Drake, about hip hop, man? How is that even happening? But shout out to Amsterdam.
So, okay, he's coming out with an album. You know, Kendrick does a thing traditionally before he drops an album where he drops a freestyle, and it's the Heart series. I just think it's interesting that he's coming up on the Heart Part 6. The Heart Part 6.
Well, you know, but that would be very interesting. But you know, you see what he did on the Heart Part 5.
Yes.
Like he deaded a beef before the beef even got started. Before we even knew that there was smoke outside, he smacked the nigga down. Okay, so if we are, you know, heading upon that anniversary and we think that may be when it comes out, I'm here for it, man. If we are still so enthused by what Drake is putting out right now after waiting a month for him to talk, after what was a clear shot to him and J. Cole, I think it's more than fair to say, okay, we'll wait until his album release and we'll go ahead with that.
Oh, for sure.
And we'll see. And we'll see how it goes. Now, the interesting thing is who lets their nuclear weapon go first? I think Kendrick does. I think he does, and he has the confidence that whatever he says, whatever he lays out there is going to ride, regardless of what Drake comes back with.
Yeah.
Because I the way that this has all been played, Drake has set himself up to go last. He set himself up to go last. How long he waited, and now with this campaign that he's coordinated to have everybody else pressure a response out of Kendrick, he set himself up to go last. I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think it's going to matter.
The Heart Part 6 with an intro from the real Snoop Dogg, crazy. That'd be nuts.
He should use that exact same beat. He should run that exact same beat back with him and Snoop.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Kanye. We listened to Kanye a little bit.
We did.
The J. Cole shit is hilarious.
I mean, you didn't have to do this to yourself, bro. You didn't have to do this to yourself. You didn't even have to get into niggas' crosshairs. Like, at all.
Yeah.
Just rap. But now you're a punching bag.
Rick Ross, Kanye.
Who would have thought, man, after
Drake technically?
After False Prophets.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it, man?
Now that so many people are saying his name that aren't Kendrick, you gotta assume he'll say something else.
I got a hole in my lip, y'all.
Yo. So I don't know. It'll be very interesting. I am looking forward to the Like That remix. I don't know when that's coming out because we haven't heard a good quality version of it yet. I don't know when that's coming. Or what comes after it before it sounded like his part led up to Future's second verse that wasn't a part of the original.
I think it's going to loop back into the original beat. because I kind of heard another piece of it that sounded like it was going to be on the original.
It sounded like Future's second verse that we didn't really get. It like faded out of the original. Yeah.
I mean, look, Ye's part in all of this is kind of comical and it's small, right? Because we already ran this. We already ran the fade with Ye and Drake. We've moved on. But the more important thing to me, I think, is the Cole bars, because it's kind of just showing that, like, I think respect for Cole has diminished a bit since he did what he did. And now everybody looking at him like he food. Yeah. And so now he's put himself in an even harder position. He was in a tough position before because he didn't really want to go where he was going to need to go to compete with these niggas. And now that he's in this position, he's going to have to compete to get out of a hole. Not to compete where he was before. He kind of was just kind of there by chance, it seems like now. Mm-hmm. Now he has to fight to get his way back. You was thinking that the fall off was going to be his coronation. Nigga, that's got to be your revival. That's got to be your resurrection.
Yeah. You know, the thing that's interesting about that, though, is that Kendrick is his friend, and that's the argument he gave. These niggas are not your friend anymore. So
they not your friends no more, bro.
You have to come out and rap.
This nigga said your music get coochie dry. Said you need to pop a perk and relax. Drake said he know what the fuck you was talking about. It's just bad out here for Cole, man.
Not looking good. So
bad outside.
Definitely gonna need to do something about that. I know you're looking through comments, but
comments.
We also got to talk about
Juan, what up? Mr. Layton, what up? Rod, what up? William Moloch, Tony Robinson, Zane Beto. Who else did I miss? Connoisseur, what up?
MC. He's a little bit further down.
Stamina, Tay, what up?
Marte heavy on this discussion.
Sir, Stamina. For sure. Got everybody, looks like.
Yep. We also have to talk. Did you hear the Chris Brown response?
Yes.
Oh.
Hey, man. I think
real niggas wish
the sneakiest beef.
Real niggas wish that you took Takeoff's space or Takeoff's place. That's what he said. Like, what? All right, this beef is taking a turn.
Yikes.
This beef is taking a turn.
This is the sneakiest beef of the season for
That's
sure.
That's a fact.
Like, this is beating out all the girl beefs. This is bigger than some of the auxiliary Cole hate that he's been receiving for me.
Sweetie's out here looking crazy.
Looking cray. He's like, oh, okay, that's cool. You hit Karuchi, but I hit yours when you had her.
Oh,
yikes. Yikes. Because we always figured it was over some shit like that, though, right?
No, for sure.
We always figured it was over some shit. Now we thought it was Offset. So now that we know that it ain't Offset, y'all work that shit out. Now that we can dead that whole Offset Sweetie shit, y'all work that shit the fuck out. Oh, I don't want to hear all that. We working shit out. No, y'all niggas get back in the room, talk, and work that shit out. Because I legit thought it was over the Sweetie shit, and that's why it was taking so long to get back.
Whatever it seemed like it was about the Karuchi shit.
About Karuchi?
Yeah, you didn't think so?
Offset in?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. I'm not
I'll talk about Quavo.
No. Yeah, Quavo, Chris Brown, y'all go at it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Offset,
Offset.
And Quavo. Now that we've deaded the whole
well, Chris Brown invited that nigga to fight, and then Offset was like, "Oh, nah, you police." Oh, nah, you police, bro.
How he police?
Because he kept DMing him saying like, "What's the address? I'm pulling up." And he was like, "Oh, nah, you police, bro."
I ain't trying to hear that. Drop a pen or shut up, nigga. I ain't trying to hear that.
That's what Breezy was on. That shit is funny. Yeah, no, Chris Brown has entered a whole level.
Fashion Week situation where they were sitting next to each other.
Nah, I was just trying to play cool for that little thing, but nah, when you see me, it's up.
I mean, he has called a man a bitch like multiple years times in a row at the celebrity basketball game.
Yeah. And double down on it. The second year. Nah, Quavo, bitch ass. Get your bitch ass out here.
I still think the bar of the series is, he said it is bigger than that, but I know it's not. He meant that I'm digging in that. And that's why he hot. That's still the bar of the beef. Still the bar of the beef.
Hell no.
But if I had to put a score on it, I'd probably say 2-1 Chris Brown.
Sure.
2-1 Breezy.
And especially when, first of all, both of them are keeping it insanely hip hop. They're responding quickly, And Chris Brown's the singer here, and he's still.
Chris Brown has always been immensely talented. Singer, dancer, rapper, actor.
Yep.
Crazy talent.
Actor.
We know that he can.
He was only in
he was in This Christmas, Stomp the Yard.
Oh, he wasn't this Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah. He was only in Stomp the Yard for like.
He has the ability to act. I honestly think the
fair.
Rihanna shit really kind of
fucked
him up of crossing over.
No, for sure.
But
he'd be out of here if it wasn't for that.
Talented guy.
He'd be Beyonce level if it wasn't for that, or like that Taylor Swift.
He'd at least be Jamie Foxx. In terms of crossover ability, being able to top the charts musically and on film. Yeah.
That's fair. But no, he'd be out of here. Like celebrity status would be a million.
Crazy. Yeah.
But things happen.
And also, listen, man, if you can't get over a situation from like 15 years ago, I think it is at this point now, where he was assaulted initially while operating a vehicle on a highway, I'm going to give y'all the proper context so that you can look it in the face and still call him an abuser. If that's how you feel, you have the problem, not Chris Brown.
Sure.
It's been too many years since that has been a thing.
She seems to have gotten over it.
She's done with it. They both moved on. Not to mention, no person has a right to assault another person no matter what type of infidelity is going on, let alone while operating a vehicle where you can kill both of us.
Yeah.
So how about evening out some of that smoke when you talk about that situation from now on?
That's fair. She seems to be leading up to an album, seemingly.
Man, don't play with me.
It seems a little bit more legit.
She's been leading up for an album for way too long.
No, but it's starting to gain a little traction.
You ain't talking about ain't fooling me.
She got potential hits.
Oh yeah, I got some songs with me and Rocky. Shut up. Shut up. Post it or shut up. I don't want to hear that. Been playing with me for too long. When I look outside my window, I don't see no music.
That's crazy. Well, you can find somebody to make an AI or Riri song. That'll hold you for the time being. Is there anything else rap we got to talk about? Anything else happen? Rick Ross ain't do shit.
Yeah, Drake still hasn't responded to Ross. Why is that? Why are you allowed to sit up here and call other niggas outside while ignoring a whole beef? Y'all want me to play BBL Drizzy again? Like, why are you able to sit up here and be like, yeah, we waiting on you, Kendrick, but since like that, you ain't been so enthused, or you trying to let this shit die down? Nah. You gonna finish this shit. What about Rose?
That's a good question.
What about Rose?
Yeah.
When did we get to pick and choose what beefs are applicable?
Well, when you're Drake and you have a million people on Twitter ready to suck you off at any moment.
One last thing I want to talk about on here before we move on from the hip hop subject. What do you truly think this relationship or this I guess this beef is kind of across the industry with Drake? Does it have something to do with Lucien St. Grange and his relationship with Universal? Does it have to do with something with his relationship with Apple? Is there some sort of centralized factor that kind of spreads to all these different entities across the spectrum to where Drake now is the central figure of that ire?
Before I answer that question, a lot of niggas got on that last video and was talking about how we didn't know shit. And I thought about it. And not only is he in a lifelong contract with Jay Prince, he's in a lifelong contract with Lucien
St.
So
that boy is literally torn in half.
What are we talking about?
Literally split in half.
Why do we do this?
But I mean, he's up because of it, because he's the biggest. Biggest. Like, people are on the internet saying that when Drake retires, hip hop's going to collapse. I can't get my mind around that.
I don't think I believe that.
But that is the type of narrative that is being pushed for him right now.
It's not
actual superstardom, in my opinion. I don't feel like the superstardom that Drake wields today is tangible.
Plus, hip hop has been around mainstream wise since mid 80s. So like, it's not going to die. It might fade. It might not be the number one genre, but it's not going to die.
I think JBP hit it on the head. I think that these studio heads and these industry heads use certain individuals to kind of run the gambit, right? And they run it through a certain person.
Sure.
And a lot of times that ends up being the most popular person.
Yeah.
Drake just so happens to have a, let's call it a split association that allows him to exist in certain circles that they wouldn't open up for Stunna or Rose
or
Wayne or Ye or any of them. He gets into situations because of his affiliations. We ain't got to get specific, but I think those who know.
Sure.
That others can't. And by that, gives him certain access that others don't. Now, he's still a rapper. He's still black. He's still on the contract. He's still on the roll. But he may have the role of overseer where everybody else is field working. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it feels like. And now everybody's realized that kind of at the same time, simultaneously. We all Spider-Man memeing each other now. and it's like, well, hold up, bro. Why is he? It's like the LeBron thing. It's like the LeBron and Kyrie thing. Why does he have a say on my stuff? The French Montana stuff. Why is he able to stop my entire album from coming out because he's not on the track? Because he's not getting $1.
Aubrey might end up being what Jay-Z, like when Jay-Z took over Def Jam, but at a much higher level because Universal is a actual big label, whereas I think Def Jam is even under Universal. Like he's aiming for like a position like that to where he can run Universal and then really stop niggas' albums and shit like that. So that'd be,
but I mean, that's crazy. That's kind of what he owned already. They're allowing him that berth. Whereas who else is able to do that? Maybe Diddy.
Nope.
I mean, but okay,
maybe at one point, maybe at one point
to stop some shit from happening.
Oh yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? Suge Knight had it because he afforded himself that type of clout.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Until he
him and MC Hammer. But the niggas who have been anointed that power, maybe Diddy and Drake.
I don't even think Diddy has the same. For what you were referring to earlier, I don't think even Diddy has that level.
Okay.
But at one point, the
point is the list is small. And so when them niggas get into your pockets and they tell you what money you can and can't make, yeah, that's going to make everybody gang up on you. That's going to make everybody gang up on you for sure.
Lucian said that Drake basically has an unlimited budget. Like whatever he wants or needs.
Yeah, that sounds like a lifetime 360 to me.
You got it, pal.
Because you sure, pay every dollar of it.
He's looking for a return on investment, but like that's still crazy.
Drake gonna be in Vegas until he's 70 years old, y'all.
You got a unlimited line of credit. You got a hip hop black card. Here, use it. That's nuts. Anything else we gotta talk about?
Nah, man, we can get into it. Let's get started.
All right.
I'm going in, no Diddy. I'm going in, no Diddy. I'm going in, no Diddy.
Behind the Cape or W's and L's?
Should make that our theme song, our intro.
I mean, I guess we could because I'm sure it's not copywritten. It's AI.
We don't even know who made it.
That's true.
We didn't even talk about the dude coming out and claiming that owl hunting was his AI. Oh, you know what? No, don't talk about it because it's in my dubs and nails. Don't even worry about it. I got it.
Are we
doing? That what we starting with?
Either way.
Somebody tell us in the comments what y'all want us to start with. Behind the cape or behind the cape? Nails. What we starting with, folks?
Purpose in here. Shout out to Crippler. That's a new name I ain't never seen.
What up, Crippler?
Marte still in here. Oh, Byron Smith said, chat, hit the like button. Appreciate that. W's and L's or behind the cape? What we got,
folks? What we got?
Can I make a poll on here? No, I can't do it from here. That's whack. Oh, because I'm on my. Yeah, that makes sense.
William Moloch says W's and L's. Stamina says W's and L's.
No, William Moloch said W's and Cole's L. That's funny. Marte
said behind the cape. 2-1. We'll wait another 30 seconds to see if anybody else.
I don't even have all my topics together. So
for what?
For W's and L's. No, I have them. I just don't have them like in my notes like I usually do.
You don't come ready to work.
That's crazy.
crazy. That is crazy. When you don't come ready to work, that is crazy.
That's insane. Pop said W's and L's, so it's 3-1 now.
All right. W's and L's it is.
W's and shit. W's and L's, the weekly recap show. We give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. It's on you, sir.
Of course it is.
It is. That's why I don't have my topics together.
All right. First dub I got is going out to Mr. Jack Reacher himself.
Jack Harlow?
Jack Reacher.
Jack Harlow?
Alan Richardson. You watch Jack Reacher? Of course you don't watch Jack Reacher.
I don't,
got
but
any
I
Jack
like Alan
Reacher
Richardson.
fans in the chat?
I like Alan Richardson.
Alan Richardson is he was also in he was in the Teen Titans show.
Oh, I didn't know
was
that.
Hawk on Teen Titans, yeah.
He was also Thad Castle.
What was it?
Thad Castle from Blue Mountain State.
Oh, yeah. So he got into a little bit of trouble this week. He was, I don't even know where he said this at, but it hit the internet so fast. Apparently he was like, yeah, man, cops get away with murder all the time.
That's crazy.
Totally ambiguous statement. Of course they do. Quite literally get away with murder all the time. It's called qualified immunity.
Yeah.
But it made a lot of the Fraternal Order of Police upset. I think I seen a news station try to read Jack Reacher actor says Fraternal Order or says policeman murder. Even though that wasn't the exact tweet.
Of course.
The exact quote.
Of course.
Man, they try to tear his ass up. Like, what are you doing? Son, what are you doing? Yikes. What are you doing? Don't step too far out of the box. They definitely tried to whip him back in shape, but he is yet to retract, and that's why I'm giving him a dub.
Good for him.
Yet to retract.
Standing on that. Standing on business.
And if he retracts, I will be right back here with him on the L list next week.
Sure.
Oh, I'm giving a big dub out to rapper Shay. New York rapper.
Oh, yeah.
Method Man's daughter.
Yeah, shout out to her.
Yes, sir. She was on Sway 40 or Sway. Was it Sway in the morning?
Sway in the morning.
Sway in the morning. And did a freestyle on there. Happened to catch it on the internet. I was very impressed. Very impressed. I know she'll probably have to take her lumps as being a rap nepo baby. Maybe not necessarily having maybe some of the harder hitting content or substance that her father had, but she's still very talented.
Yes.
And I look forward to hearing
and that's some things that can happen as she grows.
Sure.
She'll find her own way.
Her own lane. Start talking about stuff. For sure. But no, y'all go check out Shay and go watch that freestyle that she had on Sway. It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
My last dub I got this week is going out to what I expect to be the new starting quarterback at the University of Michigan, the defending national champions.
Gross.
Mr. Orgy in the end zone himself, Alex Orgy.
Couldn't even get half of our outcome to the spring game for you guys.
Well, it's cold. What do you want to do? But the output from the quarterbacks was much better. Alex Orgy was 13 of 18. Had over 100 yards, 2 running scores. Took the last one from him. That was a pretty cheap call. But looked pretty good, man. Looked sharp. He started off a little bit errant on a couple of throws, but settled in almost immediately. Worked into the running game. Definitely looks like our starter right now. Now, Davis Warren is on his heels. He also had a good day. Had 2 long touchdown throws to Kendrick Bell, younger brother of Ronnie Bell. And also Fred Moore had a long crossing route. So, it's a little bit of a competition there. I still expect it to be Alex Orgy based on what we've seen in the spring and what we've been hearing all the way through spring ball. So, shout out to the national champs. Shout out to the defending Big Ten champs. Shout out to the defending Rose Bowl champs. You feel me? Defending college football champions, college football playoff champions.
I can't wait until this is over.
It's not going to be over.
Well,
And shout out to the kids for their rings. So they had the ring ceremony before the spring game. 4 of them things. Them boys look like Deion Sanders. Boys look like prime time. Bling out.
I like to make it known that Marcus is so much of a Buckeye hater that he doesn't allow me to wear Buckeye jerseys, but I'm wearing my scarlet and gray. It says Crenshaw. But it's scarlet and gray.
It's a loophole.
Symbolic victories.
I mean, you can get booted.
I hope your sentiment's symbolic. In the words of Kendrick, aka K. Dot.
Mm-hmm. Orgy in the big house, just a Buckeye to celebrate a worthless stat like attendance. Absolutely, just like a Buckeye. Worthless stat like attendance. I did say that we was gonna beat their attendance.
That's the only reason I mentioned it.
I did say that. I have to be fair, but I agree, Twan. I do. Would you like to celebrate your preseason championship too? Oh, he's been doing that all offseason. They all have. They all been celebrating the offseason championship.
But if it ends up in a actual national championship, there should be no problem.
Right, but y'all think y'all won it already.
No, I don't.
Y'all think y'all won it already.
I'm not.
Y'all are
unstable. I know we didn't win it yet.
Yeah. Y'all think y'all won it already.
No. That's an expectation.
Sure.
But no, we don't think we won it.
Let's get to the real list here. Over to the L's. First one I got is going out to Gail. Gail King.
Gail. Okay.
Not an unfamiliar guest on our L list
at all.
But she's here this week for something that is just kind of weird to me that she had to do in the first place. Like, this seems like a very easy opportunity to make the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the women's national champions, right?
Mm-hmm.
The South Carolina women's basketball team, coached by Coach Don Staley. Gail King is talking about it on Good Morning America. And she's sitting over here talking about how she still was rooting for Iowa to win, Iowa and Caitlin Clark to win, even though South Carolina.
Gross.
Missing the opportunity to big up the only coach to win 3 division titles, male or female, only black coach, the only black coach, male or female, to win 3 Division I national titles.
Shout out.
But yes, let's keep fawning over fucking Caitlin Clark, even though she lost her second national championship name in a row.
You know how I feel about Caitlin Clark.
Like, yeah, she's a good basketball player, y'all. But the things that y'all are giving her in lieu of the people that are beating her is insane. LSU beats her last year. Oh, but I want Iowa to come to the White House. She loses to South Carolina in the national championship game. Then she's on SNL. Y'all didn't want nobody off of South Carolina's team?
No.
Dawn Staley wins her 3rd national championship, a black woman, and Gail can't stop fawning over fucking Caitlin Clark long enough to congratulate the only black coach ever to win 3 national championships in NCAA basketball.
That's so crazy. Insane.
Like, what are we doing?
Hating on black women.
Shit is crazy. Shit is crazy. Steven Jackson is a familiar critic of Gail King. He called her out again for it. He won't leave her ass alone. They don't need to either. They don't need to.
That's funny.
Tired of that.
For sure.
Oh man, this is a good one. Anybody ever heard of Dom LaCroix? LaCroix?
Sounds familiar.
Guy on Twitter does a lot of the conspiracy stuff, ends up on Alex Jones.
For some
he does
reason,
a lot of the
Alex
Pizza Gate,
okay.
The Epstein stuff, a lot of the anti-liberal conspiracy theory stuff.
Okay.
Right? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is he working on some new hot shit?
Oh, he already got it out. He went on InfoWars with Alex Jones recently, and got to telling the real story of American slavery. You want to know what the real story of American slavery is? Oh man, let's go to it. Let's go to the real story.
I'm so afraid.
So of course you know that black people own slaves, right?
Sure.
You know that. But did you know that the first slave owner was black?
No.
Yeah. He owned white and black slaves and argued in Congress for his right to do so.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Bruh. His name was Anthony Johnson.
Oh, that's not a...
Name's Anthony Johnson.
Not a name you make up.
And he owned slaves.
Anthony Johnson.
He was the first slave owner.
No.
And there were tons of black slave owners across the U.S. That's what they don't want you to know.
There were what?
Is that there were tons of black slave owners.
No,
they owned thousands of slaves.
No, that's not a thing.
Are you ready for the context?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not really.
Anthony Johnson was a former slave who was able to procure his own freedom. Right? So right there off the top, he was a slave himself who was able to get his own freedom, to buy his own freedom. Who'd he buy it from?
His slave owner.
But I thought he was the first slave master.
No, because he wasn't.
Okay.
So stupid.
About him having white servants and owning black slaves. The only way to keep your family at that time out of slavery, if you were free, was to buy your family. And that's why there were certain black slave owners.
That's insane.
Because the only way to keep your loved ones out of slavery, if you were a free black person, was to purchase your family members.
Oh my God.
Remember how he argued at Congress to get this out? So all this happened around 16. What was it? Hold on. Let me get the date right. I don't want to give the wrong year here.
This is insane.
When was this?
It's true, and he even had my last name as a slave owner, oddly enough.
Hold on. Oh, 1650. It's around 1650 when all this happened, right?
Okay.
Do you know when Congress came about?
Oh, yeah, they had different shits.
It wasn't until the Constitution was created in like 1789. Let me get my tweet here because I definitely told him. Yes, 1789.
Well, you had a fight with this man?
I left a message. I don't know if he saw it. I don't know. He just didn't respond to my questions. I don't know. But how in 1650 can you argue to Congress for your right to own slaves if Congress wasn't a thing until 1789?
Well, it's simple.
That's amazing.
You're selling.
So not only was he the first slave owner as a slave, but he invented time travel.
Yeah, duh. Black people were great.
Jesus. Dom Lecrae dropping knowledge dimes.
Yo.
Jesus Christ. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, how did he purchase black slaves and white servants? Who did he buy them from if he was the first slave owner? Also, with him being a former slave himself, who did he buy his own freedom from? Now, let's talk about that too. How did he argue to Congress before Congress was even invented?
And he didn't answer you.
No, he didn't answer.
No, of course, because he's trying to sell bullshit.
Nope. Didn't answer. Shout out to that guy.
Peddling bullshit.
It's just stupid shit.
That's funny.
Dumb shit. Check your sources, man. Don't listen to anybody claiming to be an intellectual and shit, especially if they're trying to convince you that they were. Oh, and the thousands of slaves part. That's the part I left out. Right? There were the thousands of slaves. You don't know how much thousands was? 10,000. That's how many black slaves were owned by black people in America between let me get the dates right. Hold on.
That's crazy.
Let me get the dates right because I don't want to get my dates all mixed up. 1776 and 1860. That was less than 2% of enslaved Africans.
You either die a slave or live long enough to become a slave master.
My God.
Marte crazy.
That's the point. They tried to construe the whole thing. Yes, there were some black people who owned slaves back then. There weren't many of them. There weren't that many slaves that they owned, but there were some. The vast majority of them were people who bought their own freedom and then purchased their family members. The only people that was truly servants in them house was the white butlers and field hands.
Black excellence. That's crazy.
Like just co-opting history. Yeah, just crazy. Co-opting history. Mr. Molly Mall's getting an L for me. Not really. Not Molly Mall, but Mall. An L. Mall's getting an L.
Mall deserves an L.
So like, there you can shill. We all shill. We all have our favorites. We do that from time to time.
Sure.
But boy, going beyond reason, meat heart and that hard is going to give you a rash. You got to stop that.
It's ridiculous.
You got to stop that. So not only was my boy all online claiming that those AI tracks from Kendrick was Kendrick all last week, but even after the dude came out and admitted that he made the fucking tracks, he still tried to say Owl Hunting was Kendrick's track. The man made a whole breakdown of how he created the track piece by piece. Maul still like, I don't care what y'all say, that's still Kendrick's track.
Even over pronouncing the T's.
Fam, please.
K-Dot.
Sit down.
Yo, yeah, the crazy thing is how Maul used to be the cool guy on Joe Budden podcast.
The too cool guy. He was too
to
cool
be in
cool.
this
Now
on his own podcast.
Eternal dick rider. Yeah,
oh my
crazy.
God, it's crazy.
He's Academic's twin. Him and Academics can stand next to each other. I wouldn't be able to tell them niggas apart. That's how he acting right now.
I'm like, I can't even watch this bullshit.
Rory's starting to get a little bit of that too. Do we have to take some of the boogeyman persona away if Kendrick doesn't? If he doesn't respond, I mean, I just don't know. Are we going to move the field goal post again? When did we ever move the field goal post for Kendrick?
Never.
When did we ever move the field goal post for Kendrick?
Never.
And when was it ever on the table for this man never to respond to Drake at all? But y'all gave him Drake all the time in the world to say whatever he wanted to KI, and still hasn't responded back to Ross. Oh, I'm sorry. The response back to Ross was the Instagram post where he called him a racist. Come on, y'all.
Insane.
We gotta do better than that.
We
gotta do better than that. My last L of the day I got is going out to Mr. Lupe Fiasco.
The dopest rapper on earth.
Hey, say what you want, but the man is a verified hypocrite. Like he's a verified hypocrite. Like it just is what it is.
At some level, yeah.
I've heard him talk about Kendrick. I have the tweet in here of him teaching a class about Kendrick's rap structure and dictation and his dedication to literary structure within his rap, within his bars.
Mm-hmm.
Only for him to double back after walking back an apology that he made to Kendrick for calling him whack years ago. To jump in some beef that nobody asked him to be part of.
Well, no, he was asked.
That Drake, no.
He was asked about the beef.
Before he gave that quote, he got on stage at Coachella and did all of that hooting and hollering about, for any nigga, I'll let any nigga know. I'll give it to anybody. Nobody's asking you, Lupe.
Well,
nobody asked you. And the only reason why you out here speaking right now is because niggas talked up that time that you apologized to Kendrick Lamar.
That's true. That's true.
It's okay that you did that. You absolutely did it. It's on wax. We can read the articles today. It happened. And you can't get mad at niggas for saying that it happened.
That definitely happened, but at the same time, Lupe will turn your favorite rapper into a faux.
Yeah, sure, but all he's doing now is being a hypocrite. That's it.
Yeah, but when it comes to what he does on wax, 4 for 4.
He's not getting on wax.
Kendrick, Drake,
he's crying.
Cole,
he's crying on
any
stages
of them.
Just like Drake.
Any of them.
He's literally crying on stages like
Drake.
Say
Candyman, and he will come running with bars.
Sorry.
And he didn't say sorry.
He said sorry. I can't accept the smoke from somebody who said sorry. I definitely am not accepting the smoke from somebody who was teaching impressionable minds my bars. And then
that's
no. You don't teach my bars and then turn around and say that I'm worse. I'm a worse rapper than Drake. You don't do that. You don't do that. Don't do that.
I'll talk about that in my
You have the opportunity to teach hip hop to people, and that's how you gonna do it. That's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. So in the classroom, we speaking real, but when it's time to save face out in public, we saying something completely different. That shit. That's not the Lupe I know.
Tell Kendrick to throw a bar, one bar at Lupe. Let's keep this hip hop shit going.
He didn't have to before.
Do it now.
He didn't have to.
Do it now.
No. It's attention grabbing shit.
His name.
You already apologized. Are you going to get like this over Cole too? You going to start telling niggas to say his name, to say Candyman over J. Cole too?
No. What? No.
Why? Then what makes this any different?
No, because Lupe thinks that Kendrick is a talented artist. He's always said that, but he walked back the way he was going about it before. The Cole thing was completely different. Say his name in your next verse.
I don't think it was much different. I think there was legitimate beef there, and before it got out of hand, Lupe fixed his demeanor, and he feels bad about that now. But you did it. You did it. It is what it is, fam. It happened.
Lupe will bar that man's life away.
Can't be.
And I like Kendrick.
Fam, you do not afford yourself the opportunity to be the tough guy anymore if you say I'm sorry.
Well, I also don't think he's being the tough guy.
Like, come on, man.
He's not even.
If we acknowledging that being the bigger man is a thing, and you know, taking responsibility and bowing out of beef is a good thing. If that's what y'all truly believe, you cannot ever come back and talk tough to me. The tough shit is gone. You wanted to be the bigger man. You wanted to be mature. Stay mature. Because this shit is lame.
Like Marte said, those aren't the same. He can appreciate Kendrick's skill level and then think that he can lose in certain areas of rap. That's not hard to get.
I disagree. Hard disagree. I think they're of the same ilk. I think if you're going to sit up here and adjust your demeanor to another grown man in competition, in any regard, in any context, you have forfeited your ability to be the tough guy. Tough guy doesn't give a shit about maturity. He doesn't give a shit about decorum. He really doesn't care about what the next move is. He wants smoke. You did not want that.
Lupe wants smoke.
He didn't want that.
Lupe wants smoke.
He might want it now. It's too late.
If Kendrick throws a name out, let's get it cracking.
Get in line, old man.
You
had a chance at it before. You didn't want it.
Throwing cats on the mic.
He didn't want it. He did not want it. He didn't want it then. I guess he wants it now because honestly, this isn't really Kendrick. This is that man's ego. It's his ego. People start talking about the fact that, remember when Lupe, all these outlets was writing about how Kendrick had all these rappers shook and they were referencing Lupe in those titles. And that's really what got him tight. It's not even about Kendrick. It's about the fact that people are revisiting a weak moment in his career, and he don't like that shit. Well, tough titty. You shouldn't have laid it out like that. Shouldn't have gave it up like that. And that's why I'm saying that shit is the same. Because he gave it up like that the same way J. Cole did. And now forever, whenever somebody wants to bring that shit up, it's going to be valid, period. Ain't going to be nothing you can say or do about it.
When it comes to wax, Lupe is dog walking.
You're not even responding to what I'm saying. So go ahead.
No. I heard what you said.
You're not responding anymore.
No. Right. You're talking about what they said outside of wax. I'm just talking about simply on wax.
You're not responding to what I'm saying. If we were debating bars that Lupe gave to Kendrick, it'd be something different. He didn't do that. He said, "I'm sorry." And he took his ball and went home. So I don't care what you think.
No,
Lupe
I know
would say
you
to
don't
Kendrick.
care.
It doesn't matter. He took his ball and went home.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Kendrick can still be like, fuck that nigga Lupe too.
I don't think.
And we're getting right into the thick of it.
Do that. He never has to do that.
He doesn't. He does not.
I have your apology in my hand, fam.
But if he so decided to,
okay,
he could. He has a perfect reason to do it.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying. And when they get to wax,
yeah. Anyways,
that's all I'm saying.
Sure.
That was everything.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if Marte was on my side or your side.
It sounded like he was on your side for a minute.
Well, then the last thing he said was, "You arguing like you know Lupe would watch Kendrick."
That's you. He was talking about you on that one. Yeah.
I thought he was on my side, and I was like, "You arguing like?"
I mean, I haven't seen too many guys come out of retirement and beat, the top dog. But it's Lupe fiasco.
Drake fans tell him Drake's top dog.
I mean,
and that's why he needs to drop.
I mean, actual top dog, not the top dog that's been bought and paid for by the bloggers. Hey. Rapping.
Yo, a name I ain't seen in a minute. Dipped in Butter Program.
Whoa, what up, Cap?
Lupe don't even like Lupe as much as you, bro. That is cap.
That is a fact.
That is cap.
That's a fact, Cap.
He can't hear you because you're not talking into the mic.
What up, Cat? That's a fact. For sure.
That is cap.
He repping Lupe harder than Lupe.
I'm just talking about bars, But I'll get to that in my dubs and L's here momentarily. But first, let's get into my dubs. I'm giving a dub to hip hop fans because 2024 has already been so great to us in terms of album production from different artists.
Sure.
And I think we're just going to continue to get more and more and more.
I still haven't finished Bryson Tiller's album.
I have not even started it. So
I still haven't finished that album.
But I do want to listen to it. 21, Futures dropped twice, Schoolboy Q, Kanye. But I think we're going to get the Kendrick album, obviously. Cole dropped. Cole might drop again. The album was still good. The album was still good, though.
Damn.
The Cole album was still good. Chance just rolled out a trailer. I don't know if it's an official trailer because it didn't have a release date, but I'm here for it. He's been in the studio with some heavy hitters. Like fucking, where did he find Jazzy Faye?
Jazzy Faye still making music?
He was in that trailer that he sent out.
Hey, random thought. I always thought Sierra was gonna marry Jazzy Faye.
That's funny.
I always thought they was gonna end up together.
That's funny. I mean, they did make a lot of music together.
I don't know why she didn't. If he found Jazzy Faye, I don't know why the fuck Sierra hasn't dragged him out of the.
Well, because she's with Russell Wilson now.
So the fuck what?
Oh,
go
music,
find Jazzy and make some music.
For music, yeah, for sure.
Because Sierra hasn't sounded like Sierra in years.
She needs to find Jazzy Faye and Missy and
just run it back.
Jazzy Fizzle, product shizzle.
Right. Product shizzle.
He was also in the studio with Jermaine Dupri, like he was in there with Vic Mensa again. Wayne was in there. Some interesting people for sure. So wouldn't be surprised if Kanye showed up at some point because they work together on music. So it'll be interesting with that. Cole might drop again. Kanye is said to be dropping again. So we're getting a lot of good music. That's all I'm saying. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get another Drake album, which he's been breaking lately. But
what if that track, the Kanye remix, is going on? We Will Never Trust You. Ooh.
That would be hard.
Ooh.
That'd be hard. Well, I guess they're coming out with a deluxe edition, so I think it's going to come out on that.
Okay.
Them being number one with both albums is crazy.
It's crazy, right? That shit is. It
is crazy.
Boom. Boom.
Now Taylor's going to knock it out, but still crazy.
Whatever.
My last dub is going to Cat Williams, who is supposedly coming out with a Netflix stand-up comedy special. And considering we've been talking about beef for the last 2 weeks, he's the man that basically started 2024 in an uproar.
Sure.
So I just thought it was interesting, and I can't wait to see what he has to say in his stand-up special.
I mean, he's gonna have to talk about everything. He's gonna have to obviously he's gonna have to talk about the Shay Shay interview. He's gonna have to talk about Diddy. He's gonna have to talk about Jonathan Majors. He's gonna have to talk about, the election stuff. This is a big moment for Cat, man. He's coming off the tour.
Yeah.
At the Netflix special now.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really big resurgence for Cat. I really hope it goes well.
No, for sure. Chillmonger said Taylor Swift will bump it out like she bumped out Tom Hiddleston.
Hey, yo, I was today years old from watching Chillmonger's video about Tom Hiddleston. That's what that song is about. I thought you were trouble when you walked in. See, I knew subconsciously all her best songs were about her past relationship.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just didn't know it was to that degree. Like literally everything I've heard from Taylor Swift is about some relationship. Every song.
That's why Travis Kelce is about to get these bars whenever they break up.
That's gonna be her creme de la creme right there. That's gonna be her Star is Born moment. Is the relationship with Travis Kelce.
Sheesh. All right. Moving on to my L's. I gotta give an L to these battle rappers, bro. There's a lot of battle rappers that are taking Drake's side, but not only taking Drake's side, but they are glazing the ever-loving fuck out of Drake.
Listen, man,
and I don't understand it.
I will say this. When it was pretty much decided by the Democratic Party that they wasn't going to have a real primary and just block out any other candidates from running against Joe Biden, right? It came almost coincidentally or around the same time that they were going to be putting $1 million into social media and trying to, win back over the black vote because kind of looking a little hazy there with Trump getting a little bit over 15% in the last election, right?
Yeah.
And so you can see that correlation almost immediately. All these motherfuckers just start popping up with 100,000 subscribers and followers and shit, and they speaking all this. Really, is it a lesser of two evils? What has Trump ever done for you? Biden did this, and Biden did that, and Biden did that, and there's a bunch of these motherfuckers that were never around before, and all of a sudden they got these massive platforms, and they can't take Biden's taint out of their mouth, right?
Yeah,
that's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah,
it's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah,
I'm okay with people taking sides, right? But you can take a side and be objective.
Oh no,
we played every diss that's come out in this skirmish on these waves. So like I clearly got a side, but I'm trying to be as objective as I can. We're gonna put everybody's shit out. We're gonna judge it equally. We're gonna judge the bars for what it is. If it's hot, it's hot. If it's weak, it's weak. Flat out.
Yeah.
It's some niggas out here that's not playing balls and strikes. And you can tell they not calling balls and strikes. Like you can have a side, you can have a favorite, but shilling is never acceptable. Shilling is never acceptable.
This shit is crazy. He just every little thing that happens, John and Don is out here caping for Drake like he is his number one.
Like fan. Academics.
Like what
like
is
more
happening?
Like they all going to battle for the man.
What happens when he loses? Do y'all just not? What happens after that?
But that's the point, right? We get the popular
they
figures
switch sides
in music. No, we're going to get the most popular figures in music so that win, lose, or draw, we have a narrative to spin.
Fair enough.
Right? If you convince all of them niggas that they on the team, then they going to rock with you no matter what. They going to spin it your way no matter what. They did it with the Pusha T beef.
Yeah.
They still doing it
still
to this
doing
day.
That. They are definitely still doing that.
And that man literally shut his mouth and shut up forever. Permanently.
Jay Prince told him to.
Didn't wait on an album. He done put out 4 albums since that beef.
Jay Prince told him.
And we ain't heard a Pusha T bar yet.
You think we will?
No, never.
You don't think? Oh, you mean
never.
Drake to Pusha T?
Yeah.
No. I meant, do you think you'll hear another Pusha T bar to Drake?
To Drake? Not unless he come outside. He don't have to. It's over with.
Sure.
It's over with.
Even though it's it's hot to talk about Drake now. That seems to be the thing.
I mean, the only person I can see him doing that for is Kanye. But I think Kanye already did what he was going to contribute to it and kind of move on. So
Tony Robinson said they probably think Drake will sign them. That's also probably it for sure.
I mean, I can't put that past Act for sure.
The Smack Super PAC. That's funny. That is funny.
Smack Super PAC. That is funny.
That's hilarious. All right. My next L is going to the Porter family. What the fuck is going on with the Porter family?
Yo, they are cursed.
What?
They're cursed.
Jonte Porter and the gambling.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Coben Porter drunk driving.
Was a raccoon.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Oh, yeah. Pray for Derek Chauvin, even though he just fucking killed Floyd. George Floyd. I was getting ready to call him Malcolm Floyd.
Yo, crazy.
Not the wide receiver.
Crazy.
But then Jonte Porter gets banned from the league for betting on games, and then the other Porter doing weirdo shit,
drunk driving and shit.
Oh, is it drunk shit? I thought it wasn't no sex charges.
I don't know.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to put that on you, brother.
I mean, maybe there's something out there. I saw drunk driving, I think.
Gotcha.
But crazy. That family is cursed. And all of it coming around now is just insane.
Yeah.
And homeboy is doing interviews on his podcast with porn stars. It's like, I thought basketball players only did basketball podcasts. What are you doing?
Yeah, I actually seen a clip of that. She was on there talking about how, like, well, yeah, men just don't like to hear me speak because they play into my trauma and they don't want to hear about that. You're damn right. You're damn right. The last thing I want to hear about watching Pornhub is how sad you are. Get off Pornhub. Somebody drag you in here and make you do this?
Like, I didn't think.
You ain't no streetwalker now. You got an expensive ass camera. You raised money to do this.
Facts. I didn't think we'd see the fuck up Ball brothers. Like, they're the Ball brothers, but they're fuck ups. Habitual fuck. Oh, you know what?
They're worse.
LiAngelo was a fuck up.
Yeah, everybody else was cool, at least according to the law.
Right.
And he shoplifted some glass, a belt.
Sure.
A belt, a fake ass belt.
And he still came back and made the NBA.
Surely did.
So he fucked up, but he got right. I don't want jokes or sassness in my PH. Them Porters is high level fuck ups. They're on that John Jones and his family timing. That's funny. All right. Let me get the camera first. Because this is going to take a while, I'm sure. Ugh. Okay, so I made a take on Twitter that I'd like to slightly walk back. I did say that Drake was the better lyricist than Kendrick.
Yeah, take that shit back, all the way back.
And I am taking it back because even according to my own definition, I went back to some of the verses that I like from Drake, and I was like, this is kind of basic. This is kind of just as basic.
Very surface level, shallow bar.
So I was like, maybe I. Well, first of all, listening to Lupe in that instance, that was one of the reasons that called.
Thank you.
But
how would we ever say that Drake is a better technical rapper? Now, if you say his delivery or flow, which is what I thought you were describing in the things that you were saying on Twitter,
no,
you were leaning more towards delivery than lyrical talent.
Well, because delivery and flow and things like that are more performance and how you perform the bars.
You have to perform the track. I may not see you, but you still need to perform the track because it comes through in how I hear it.
But I think Kendrick is a better performer of the bars. That's why you get the nigga bum in the middle of the shits. It still sounds even better. I think he does all of that better than Drake. Drake comes off.
Can believe that.
Drake comes off very monotone at times, and it's not engaging as much as Kendrick is when he does what he does.
I mean, that's fair. I wouldn't necessarily say that because I feel like Drake puts a lot of thought into his aesthetic for his tracks.
Sure,
but that's a preference thing. It depends on what you like. I'm saying in terms of what they speak about, Kendrick layers his concepts and revisits them at different spots in the track. I never see that level of consistency out of a Drake track.
Well,
right?
Okay.
He has these jumping kind of rants that he goes through in the process of one single song. He'll go from talking about his upbringing to some random relationship and back to how much money he got. Like that's pretty standard for rappers.
Okay.
That's pretty standard for rappers. But K-Dot enters a song telling you a story.
Mm-hmm.
Will get off in the bars, pop off, and end the track with how he started the track, or how he started the song.
So
finishing it all off, capping it off, even though you forgot about it from way back in the first 30 seconds of the song.
So the other thing that I was telling you is that I don't necessarily put the technique part of it with substance.
But that is lyrics. That is the way that you write and structure your raps is literally lyricism.
But I guess what I was referring to, so even if it's not lyricism, the technique
what you were talking
about,
the
complexity of it, I didn't lump that together with substance. I think when you talk about substance, K-Dot's got that in spades, especially compared to Drake, or storytelling. Or I also said that Kendrick was a lot more poetic in how he does it. So I think that also goes into kind of a bit of storytelling and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I think overall, Kendrick is clearly the better rapper. Or at the time, because now I even think lyrically, I think it's at least.
It's not, man. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Because it's just, I think the separation is that Drake is never, to me, in how I viewed him, he's never really been vulnerable, right? He showed you what his insecurities are, but he's never really shown how he plays into that, right? Okay. He's not a look a guy in the mirror type of guy. He's not going to give you the worst of him.
He used to be
on a platter.
I think he used to be a little bit.
Maybe it's been a while, but I haven't.
It's definitely been a while at the very least. I even tried to listen to like So Far Gone. I was like, nah, this is still kind of basic. I think
also, is it true vulnerability, or are we just crying over lost women? I don't think that's
most of the vulnerability is about
that's my point. Like, if your main key to vulnerability is talking about past relationships, I know how Drake plays into that shit, because however many, sentimental bars about past lost loves that you think you got for Drake, I got just as many toxic nigga bars about women that he dated in the past too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like if both of those are the same ilk, they just hit differently.
Yeah.
One of them comes off as corny cousin, and the other one comes off as emotional.
Yeah, no, for sure. William Moloch said Josh holding an L during W's and L's. Yes, I'm giving myself an L for this one, so I'll take that. That's you definitely giving yourself an L before. Dipped in Butter Cat says, I don't think Drake is any less of a lyricist than 50 Cent is or was. It's just not as highlighted with Curtis. I can kind of agree with that.
Yes, I don't
now 50 Cent was before, so like if you're looking at artists like back in that era, yeah, a lot of them weren't very super lyrical.
Yeah, more of a showman for sure.
Like Nelly or like some of those guys just weren't all that super lyrical. It's kind of very basic substance, very basic lyricism, but they made hot music. So who's gonna argue with that?
And then for a minute there, 50 was a hook king too.
Oh no, he was absolutely.
So, you know, if you don't have it in the 16s, you at least drive home a catchy hook
for sure. I just heard How We Do the other day. I was like, that shit's still hard.
While we up in the club, how we do, nobody doing how we doing, so show some love.
That shit go hard. That shit go hard. All right, that's all the text that I have on hip hop. I promise. My last L is going to the NPC Miles Morales.
Uh-oh.
Have you seen that guy before?
Yeah.
He does the TikTok lives just like Homegirl.
He's spazzing out on somebody the other day.
He spazzes out every now and then, but this time he is spazzing out on his fans because they're not giving him enough money.
No.
It seems that his bag has deflated quite a bit.
I don't even understand why that was something people were paying for in the first place. Like, video games exist. Mm-hmm. You can go and look at a real NPC and do whatever you want. For free. Why are you paying this person to pretend to be a algorithm?
But with him, at least it was funny, or he would do funny things that went viral, like getting mad at motherfuckers, crashing out on motherfuckers, basically.
I think for a minute that was the point. Like, people just start spamming the same action over and over again, and then we get pissed off.
Or he'd get mad at people like in his background, like, oh yeah, don't come into my background or some shit. Yeah, I think he's a funny kid. I think he can make this happen in a different arena. I think it's dead for that NPC.
What is the pivot from this? Like, Pinky Doll, where do you go from here?
OnlyFans.
Well, but she already has that, so obviously,
yeah. And I heard, I think somewhere on Twitter that her shit was kind of trash.
So what is the pivot from here?
I don't know what the pivot is for her. He could probably do like some comedy skits. That looks like a dono.
What up, Cat? Appreciate you. $4.99.
Appreciate you, big dog.
Yes, sir. We definitely will.
Appreciate it. He said, wait, what happened? Yeah. The NPC Miles Morales basically was like, you guys aren't giving enough galaxies or whatever the most expensive thing that you can send to them. And he got pissed off. And I don't know if he ended the live, but it's just weird that you're out here begging for money now. Like,
yeah, I don't really.
I think the NPC live stream thing is dead, and
let's hope so.
You just gotta go somewhere else with it.
I Google a Pinky Doll, and you know what I see? Pictures. I'm going to sue Google.
Oh man, that shit was funny. All right, my last topic is a toss-up. Only because I don't know where we go from here. So you bigged up Michigan for their spring game, and I would have given an L to them for their recruiting violation consequences that they received. 3 years probation. Now
it's almost exactly what I told y'all it was going to be.
Sure,
probation, some fines, show causes for the coaches involved. Let's move on.
But how does that impact the sign stuff?
I don't think it does. They're completely different violations.
Right, but you're on a 3-year probation now. Does that start retroactively?
That would. Are we now advocating for more corruptness?
I am not advocating for anything. I'm asking.
Like, okay.
So I don't know what happens. I don't know how it happens now. Like, it could be that your probation has nothing to do with the consequences from that. I'm not. I don't see
how we could be. How could we be judging? Yeah, it would have to be retroactive at that point, but then they would have to state that. They couldn't just lead you into a whammy. So we would know now if it's going to be retroactive.
Okay, so then it's not retroactive.
Doesn't sound like it.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, no, I'm
now,
not rooting
y'all want to
for
see
it.
a real hammer? Go look at ASU. See, nobody wants to talk. I ain't gonna do this to myself today. ASU got the same 4 years probation. They got fines as well, but then they also have what is it? Scholarship stricken, a bowl ban next year, vacated wins. You know why? Because they were paying players straight up. Recruiting inducements, recruiting violations, tampering. That is what they are accused of, which are all more direct hits to the competitive structure of the game than sign stealing. I'll die on it. Show me the hill, I'll die on it.
I just wanted to know if that impacted the other things. If it does, then it would really probably become a hammer.
There is no hammer. Well, you want a hammer? Go out to your shed.
I don't care about a hammer. I think you guys are
not
going to be that good for long anyway.
It's getting really embarrassing.
I don't care about the hammer.
I didn't say you personally.
No, because there are some Buckeye fans
from that side. It is getting really embarrassing.
Some Buckeye fans are like, "Oh, here comes the hammer."
Anytime the fucking national championship trophy comes up, we're gonna really suck getting that vacated. Like, fam,
get ready for that asterisk.
I don't know what universe you're living in, where the NCAA is going to strong arm ESPN out of a college football trophy. But when you find out where you at, send me a postgram so I can come over there and see how wacky your world is.
Yeah, I don't really care.
I said postgram. I meant postcard. Telegram.
That's
crazy.
Together. That's crazy. Yeah, as a Buckeye fan, I don't even care about the hammer anymore. Let's just get some football going.
I'm ready to play. I'm ready to line it up.
Yeah, me too. Because we'll be in
tired of talking off-season championships and recruiting. Let's talk football.
I'm ready for November.
Let's talk football.
I'm ready for the end of November, so we can put this shit to bed.
I'm sure you are.
We are putting this shit to bed this year.
Okay.
You've had your 3-year run. Enjoy it.
You about to put Ryan Day to bed?
No, what? No, we're putting this
Ryan
Michigan bullshit to bed.
Okay.
And that's our W's and L's.
So we off to the behind the cape. I don't even have those written down. You got those down.
I didn't write them down.
Behind the cape?
Yeah, those down. I didn't even write those down, big dog. Was I supposed to?
Niggas like to play games, I see. Shouldn't playing with me though.
Yeah.
That's why I ain't finished elementary school.
No. Okay.
Because I don't like recess.
All right.
I don't play no games.
Okay. Anyway, behind the cape.
Ooh, God damn.
Oh, yeah. He got sucked out.
That was an elbow, though.
Why didn't we mention Devin Haney?
That was an elbow, fam.
It looks like that because of how it was edited. I think he drove his fist.
I mean, it looked like the fist hit first, but the follow through was straight elbow.
Okay. All right. That's fair. We didn't even talk about Haney.
Damn. Yeah. I mean, hey, look, man. I wouldn't go give Haney no L. I think he fought courageously. He stayed up.
Sure.
He went all 12.
Didn't lose his title.
Didn't lose the title because homeboy can't make weight. That's great. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know they weren't fighting for the title.
Didn't lose his title and gains $1.5 million just for that.
I mean, the payday is what it is. He earned that. But he wasn't even fighting for the title, y'all. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Just make weight. Y'all wanted to fight at 140. Make weight.
Facts.
Y'all wanted to fight at 140. Make weight.
Couldn't do it. He wasn't on that coke no more. Anyway, behind the cape. So it looks like Blade is finally starting filming this summer.
Damn. The fact that they are filming behind the Kugler project that
crazy.
Basically got thrown together in the last 2 months. Insanity.
Yep.
Insanity.
Crazy.
I don't understand for the life of me how Mahershala is still connected to this project.
Yeah, no.
I don't get it, yo. I don't understand it in the slightest.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're making it an easier film for them compared to whatever bullshit they had before. But Blade finna be a tax write-off is funny. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't even know what to expect of this movie because apparently they had the script down and they changed it to him just fighting vampires,
which is where it should have been the whole time. What the fuck was you in there doing? What was y'all in there doing? I just know Blade was gonna have a daughter and he was gonna be setting up her run as Blade. I just know that that's what they was in there doing.
Yeah, no. We're just gonna scrap all that and we're just gonna make him fight vampires. Just
sounds great.
That's it.
And it's crazy because it's a much simpler concept.
Yes.
But it is a concept that I feel like will be far more successful than the Coogler film. Only the Coogler film is probably going to make it out first. So now it's going to seem like to the layman that Disney's copying Warner Brothers.
Well, you know, the great thing about Blade is that it doesn't have racist white vampires.
That is true. They have, that's what I'm saying. They have the better concept, but coming out first means something when these movies are going to be this similar. It counts. That definitely counts for something.
And it is Blade, so there's something to be said there. But you're
gonna have twin Michael B. Jordan Blades on the other side.
Exactly.
They cheating.
Yeah.
They cheating.
It'll be interesting to see. I don't know. We will definitely be watching over that. I think they are filming in Mexico. And the Coogler movie is filming in New Orleans. So I'm gonna go down to New Orleans and try to see,
jump, you know what I'm saying?
Try to see if I can't be an extra in the movie.
About a 10-hour drive to Tijuana.
We'll see, man. I don't know. All right. David Zaslav got a 26.5% raise to $49.7 million, despite all of the cost-cutting efforts that Warner Brothers is apparently doing.
Bold motherfucker to be taking entirely shot movies, finished products, and throwing them away, deleting them from the hard drives at WB for tax write-offs, and giving yourself a almost a $47 million raise.
Yeah, bro. Rich get richer.
Oh my God. Gluttony and greed. That is insane.
He needed to get a new yacht. Or something, some bullshit. Yeah, Batgirl can come out, and so can the what was the other one? The versus Acme.
Coyote versus
I don't know why I was thinking Cowboy.
Definitely wanted to see that.
Yeah, we can have Coyote versus Acme come out, but fuck it. I need 3 yachts and a private jet, so fuck those movies.
Not just to pay yourself a bonus, but to pay yourself 22% more than you had last year.
He needs it. He secured the Michael B. Jordan movie this year, so he gave himself a bonus. That shit's so stupid. 50 Cent launched the second biggest black-owned film studio, which is almost, I think, 1 million square feet or something crazy like that.
That's what's up. And I haven't heard him talk none of that volume bullshit that Tyler Perry was talking about. So
thank goodness.
Let's hope it stays that way, and we get some. Maybe this is part of why Ghost is getting canceled. Maybe we're coming down to the end of Power Universe, so he can start moving into something else.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say a Power movie. A Power movie would be nuts.
Is Ghost coming back?
Yes.
It literally. They would have to so heavily imply that Ghost was going to be in this movie because it's the only reason why I would buy a ticket. Otherwise, there's no way in hell I would ever see it.
A Power movie would be insane.
They might as well put that shit on Tubi. But
I would watch it.
James St. Patrick is coming back. Oh, I'll go to the theater. I'll see that.
No, it's facts.
I will see that. And you know what? The potential for that is not dead. Let's think back to a series like Walking Dead that has kind of a similar amount of seasons. I'm trying to get comparatively.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time in there where Andrew Lincoln was set to headline a movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't play out. Popularity for the show kind of tanked. They ended up splitting what was going to be put into that film in a couple miniseries after the main series ended.
Mm-hmm.
They have a chance. If they could sustain popularity with Raising Kanan, go out strong with Ghost,
and Force,
right? Keep those two strong on the way out, and then keep raising Kanan strong. You might just have you opportunity to put something on the big screen.
Yeah. I mean, I can see it. They had to weave everything back together and bring James St. Patrick back.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, but sure. it could
for sure.
It could work.
Like, I mean, past you're gonna probably have to throw in some stuff in there with Rock and because the idea is to take all the different people that watch, if there is some delineation between the viewership between all those shows, you want to attempt to grab all of them for one night to go see it at a movie.
Yeah, that would have to play off somehow, even though Kanan is dead.
Like, they would have to do some flashbacks back to Rock and Marvin and them and Lou, and then flashback to the future with Tariq. But you'd have to find a way to find a through line to make that story make sense.
Kanan's story is going to have to somehow lead into theirs because Kanan's not here.
Maybe something that he did before he died. Maybe he had a kid that we didn't know about. Something like that.
Yep. So I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. Well, there's not even a power movie, but if they were to do that, I'd watch it.
Certainly has the wherewithal to do it now.
Yeah. Yep. Brian Cox said that Joaquin Phoenix was awful in Napoleon, which is that even? I don't think that's a hot take.
It's just funny that Brian Cox said that Joaquin Phoenix was terrible and that he would have played even better. That shit is hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious.
That shit is hilarious.
He said his name is Joaquin. The fact that somebody got that quote out of him is kind of nuts. Like, calling out an actor directly and saying he was terrible in a role, I would have done it better. I don't think that's a very typical quote in Hollywood.
It's not, but it's 2024 and everybody's beefing. So
everybody wants smoke. Everybody wants it.
Yep. Norrin Rad may be alongside Shala Ball in Fantastic Four after all. So maybe we will get
that. I think we sniffed that out. Again, I don't know why we're convoluting this so much. There are so many characters in this introduction.
Yeah.
Reed, Sue, Ben, Johnny, Valeria, Franklin. Now we're adding Shala Ball and we're adding Norrin Rad to it. And there's going to be a heavy Galactus influence on the movie as well.
Yeah, there has to be.
Fam, are we even going to talk about Doom in this movie? Like, is he going to get mentioned at all?
Was he supposed to?
I think that, I would expect him to be tied in some regard.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not have a major role in the film, but by the time we get to the end of it, hey, it's Victor's calling or something like that. Victor needs us to run those reports. Blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
It just doesn't seem like there's enough room to introduce and also share throughout the cast. You already got Pedro. You got old girl from the Mission Impossible series as Sue Storm.
Yep.
So those are your two star powers there. Don't get any Hollywood starlet kids. Take more attention.
Yeah, that'd be nuts. Yeah.
You got Ruth, probably Lakeith Stanfield if it's going to be Norrin Rad, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a pretty star-studded cast. Those people are going to want the screen time. Only we want to be focused on the Fantastic Four. You got all this other shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how successful that's going to be spread that thin. Yeah. It didn't work out very well for the Eternals.
And it's not technically connected to what's in the MCU, right? Like, it's not. It's a different dimension.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Okay, maybe it is.
I don't know if we're going present day. I don't know if it's going to be, like you said, different reality. I don't know. We don't know. And then again, they're conflating those two things a lot in the MCU right now, anyways, in terms of timelines and reality. So,
yep. Stamina MC said it's on site for Cox when Phoenix pulls up.
Hey, he won't smoke for real. He said you was shitty as Napoleon. They should have chose me. Wacky Joaquin.
Yikes. All right. Speaking of Tom Hiddleston from earlier, Tom Hiddleston left out Jonathan Majors in his acceptance speech.
I know you were trouble when you walked in.
That's what he said about Jonathan Majors?
Should have known that I would be there.
Yikes. You're a Swiftie.
Cold hard ground. Oh,
you're a Swiftie.
Oh, trouble.
Confirmation.
Oh,
he's a Swiftie.
Trouble.
Him and his wife are Swifties.
Anyways, That'll be the only time you ever hear me sing Taylor Swift.
Along with Drake.
Fuck Tom Hiddleston.
You got into it.
Fuck Tom Hiddleston. Fuck Tom Hiddleston. I agree with Taylor Swift. I knew he was trouble. Now that's the true Loki heel turn right there.
Yeah.
Why would that even be necessary for you to do that?
Because somebody told him to do it.
Like, go out your way to name off every other actor that was noticed in Loki season 2 or even season 1. He's literally been the focal point of the show for 2 seasons.
Yes.
You are the star, but you have been chasing him for 2 seasons.
Correct. Insane.
So like, just to sit up here and pretend that we don't know who it is you leaving out. Oh, let me double back, and I forgot about Owen Wilson, but I didn't forget nobody else.
Well, if you forget Mobius, for sure.
What a bum. What an absolute bum.
Stamina said, nah, unplug Marcus. That can't happen again. Tony Robinson said, Disney told Tom if he mentions Jonathan Majors, they will break his knees, which is a fact. Facts.
Oh, man. Y'all over here acting like Bob Iger is Gotti. Bob Iger Gotti.
Bob Igotti?
Bob Igotti is... Ooh, that's actually a nice name. Bob Igotti. Ooh.
Jonathan Majors, I got him.
Bob Igotti is crazy.
That is crazy.
That's nuts.
Crazy. I got him.
If I ever meet Bob Iger and I need to give him a persona to go to the cookout with, that's who he is.
Can Bob Iger not come to the cookout?
My boy Bob Iger. Fuck no. Bob Iger?
Bob Iger can.
Who's inviting Bob Iger
that's
to
what
the
I'm
cookout?
saying. Why are we inviting him to the cookout?
No, but I'm saying if I ever had to, that would be his name.
Why would you have to?
Can we go on?
I'm just asking. Kevin Feige told Spider-Man writers to kill Ms. Marvel, according to Cody Ziegler.
Cody Ziegler, thank you so much for giving us this confirmation that most people who are involved in comic books didn't actually need. But for all of the lay people out there who just don't believe that all of these decisions really boil down to just a few people making them, right? Who just believe that they want to do stuff, but they can't because of this, because of that, because of this. Kevin Feige walked in to the comic book writer's room and said, hey guys, she's dead. Make it happen. See you later. And banged out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ziegler said some stuff about, how he really didn't want to do it. And he doesn't do that a lot. Horse shit. You walked in there with full on confidence. Let's remind you that this has only been possible after Disney's reorg. So after they had all of those layoffs last year, they brought the Marvel Entertainment, which is where the comics were prior to the reorg, into Disney. Now it's under the Disney umbrella. Now Kevin Feige actually has a tangible say in what does and doesn't come out in the comic books now. And this is just the first example that we can track back for sure. But I guarantee you there's a lot more than this. I guarantee you that he probably had something to do with that X-Men reboot as well, with them getting off of Krakoa. Think about it, y'all. They've written out the first 2 seasons of X-Men 97, right? Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen up to episode 5. So check out here for about 2 minutes. So we know that the latest of X-Men 97, before the Storm episode, of course, was the massacre in Genosha. Think about where House of X, Powers of 10 starts in the timeline for X-Men. It starts right about in the 90s X-Men era. You could have seamlessly taken them right into the Krakoan age. It seems like they are already doing things that are lining up the synergy for X-Men between the comics, television, and what we'll eventually see on the silver screen. It's not a coincidence. That is not a coincidence. They chose Genosha because Genosha is dated and it can be used as a throwaway. If you use Krakoa now, and you have to use Krakoa going into the films, we don't know if they're going to do that yet. So they use Genosha to be safe. We're rebooting the X-Men from scratch so that we can do all of this shit at the same time. So we can have one clean continuity. Which would sound great, except the continuity that you currently have with X-Men in the comic books, which is the actual source, was fine. So why not build out around that? This thing of constantly trying to assert your own preference on how to view X-Men over what's actually popular to the general masses is what's going to get Kevin Feige booted out of his job.
No, it's Kevin Feige. He's a genius. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Eventually, those chickens are going to have to come home to roost.
Sure.
And we're at a point now where the excuses are gone. We've cut all the fat. We've cut the people that you said were in your way and keeping you from creating. No more Victoria Alonso. No more Ike Perlmutter. No more Nelson Peltz. He missed his bid on trying to get on the board. It's done. It's over. You have no more roadblocks. The only roadblock you have is creating quality content that people want to shell out their money to you for. And if you can't get over that bar now, it's 110% your fault. There are no more excuses.
Yeah. Yep. Craziness. Yeah, the fact that they just let Kevin Feige be like, you know what? I'm gonna do comics too.
The president of Marvel Studios. The comic books are now a part of the Disney umbrella, which I would imagine if there's a hierarchy, they fall under Marvel Entertainment. They fall under Marvel Studios.
I would agree. Tatiana Maslany.
Oh, Scab Hawk.
Hulk. Sorry.
Yeah, she has some nasty comments coming out about her original statements towards Bob Iger during the SAG-AFTRA strikes, right? Told him that he was out of touch and all of that when he made those statements about when they have to pay the rents and all of those stuff, right? She backpedaled that shit fast as if she was driving a backwards bike.
Not surprised.
Yeah, you know, it's really hard to communicate when you're on the picket line. Eat the biggest one. Eat the biggest one. I would not fuck with her because this is the clearest example of please give She-Hulk a season 2. I need to work if I ever seen one.
He's Bob Igotti, so
Bob Igotti. Like, oh my God, please.
That's crazy.
Get off your knees.
I can't communicate on the picket line.
Justin Bieber, off your knees right now. Show some self-respect, woman.
Stand up.
Stand up. Stand up. It's embarrassing.
That's crazy.
Like, I mean, like, there's spineless, and then there's like overtly spineless.
Sure.
Like this is not even a year apart from each other. Have you truly had the time to reflect on these statements that you felt like you couldn't communicate clearly? And what was not being communicated? He said, y'all gonna go broke. When you need to pay rent, you'll come back. You said he's out of touch. What got miscommunicated?
Absolutely nothing.
What got miscommunicated?
You said what you said.
The part where you need a job today? I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't get that one either. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, nobody's asking for She-Hulk season 2.
My bad. My beezy.
So you might have problems with that.
Absolutely no one is asking for She-Hulk.
You might have problems with that one. So now you're walking back comments for absolutely no reason.
Because it's got to be shot. If they doing She-Hulk 2, then this shit is all shot. All of it's done. If they've made the decision to make a season 2 of She-Hulk, all of this shit is shot. It's done.
The way you backpedaling, there's probably a She-Hulk movie already.
She looked like Dion out there, boy. Her back pedal is clean.
That's crazy.
It's clean.
Sheesh. Anything else?
That was. Oh wait, hold on. Let me check through the marks. Make sure we got everything.
Chat. Anything else? Ruffalo would never. Spine made out of gelatin. I hate that back pedal so much. She made herself look feeble as fuck, and I love her. There was never going to be a season 2. Why do it?
Why do this?
Oh, to be clear, the song Getaway Car is the Hiddleston track, but I knew he was trouble too. That's what Chillmonger said. The God of Mischief has returned. It's hilarious. Shout out Blackheart 360.
I do believe that's it on the movie side. Let me check one other thing.
Massa, I gots to bite you. Tony Robbins are crazy.
Oh shit! Anybody watching Sympathizer on HBO?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not watching that.
Or Fallout? Any Fallout fans in here?
Oh shit!
No, I definitely know you're not.
No, I wanted to watch Fallout. That's one of the ones I wanted to actually see, but I forgot it was coming out.
Oh, you know what I wanted to talk about? There was one last thing. Game of Thrones actor. I'm gonna find his name. He was one of the thin. He was one of the thin wildlings. So when they, if anybody can remember, when they were getting ready to attack the wall, they were bringing back all the factions of wildlings, right? And one of the factions was the thin, the bald, kind of pale ones. They were the cannibals. They ate other wildlings. That dude, the main thin, he got accused of some sex crimes in LA.
Yikes.
Prosecutors charged him, drag his name all through the mud. Turns out the claim was frivolous. All charges were dropped. He's now suing him for $40 million.
Sheesh.
Trying to get his name.
Yeah, I mean,
so that Priya Chaudhry and Jonathan Majors can reach out and ask for advice.
Yikes. Yeah, man, I gotta see Fallout. When I watch the season, I'll come back and report.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure you'll tell me what you thought of it when you.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell the wonderful
in like
people
20 years.
20 years. What you
whenever
mean,
you watch it.
All the episodes are out, aren't they? Amazon Prime.
Yes. Yep. They're all released. That doesn't mean you're gonna watch it.
I might not get through the whole season, but I want to watch it.
Okay, I believe in you, Josh. You can do it.
That's crazy.
I just want to get this guy's name. Anybody know who I'm talking about?
Why does nobody bring up what Ego did to the entire universe, but they bring up Thanos? Ego almost destroyed everything and is never mentioned again.
Yeah, he was over here populating all these planets with his seed. Why haven't we seen any more of Star-Lord's siblings? Is the question.
That is a question.
If he's been doing this for forever, for eons, why haven't we seen more Star-Lord babies out there? Yeah. Or not Star-Lord, but more Ego babies. His name is Joseph Gatt. That's his name.
Joseph Gatt.
Yep, and that was the LAPD that falsely accused him of sexual assault.
Of course they did.
So go on, get that money, brother. Well, he's not a brother.
That was my question.
Go on, get that money, player. Get that money.
I was gonna say, of course they did, because the LAPD. But then I'm like, the LAPD is racist. So.
Yeah, no, this was the white guy.
Yikes!
This was the white guy. That's it. That's the last of it.
Bet. All right, chat. I think that wraps up another week. Shout out to y'all for kicking it with us.
Appreciate everybody who came in, gave us some engagement, gave us some chats. Go ahead, give us a like. Tell us what you thought about the dubs and nails. If you have any additional dubs and nails, put them in the comments. Replay crew, do all of the same. Like, share, subscribe. Give us your dubs and nails for the week. Tell us what you thought about ours. We'll be back next Sunday around 6 o'clock.
I'm gonna try something for this week. You know, we put the lives out officially on Monday mornings now. I'm gonna try to put a thumbnail, like actual different thumbnail.
Yep.
So see how that works out.
It works out for all the Michigan beat writers. They sure be tricking me. I'd be clicking on the same motherfucking live.
So yeah, look out for that, and look out for the other videos this week.
Deuces. I know you were trouble when you walked in. Oh.